The following narration is from a writing by Jonathan Edwards, which was in the Connecticut Evangelical Magazine for 1808. Thank you to Tom Sullivan of Puritan Reformed Audiobooks for sending me the article. My wickedness, as I am in myself, has long appeared to me perfectly ineffable, and infinitely swallowing up all thought and imagination, like an infinite deluge, or infinite mountains over my head. I know not how to express better what my sins appear to me to be, than by heaping infinite upon infinite, and multiplying infinite by infinite. I go about very often, for this many years, with these expressions in my mind and in my mouth, quote, infinite upon infinite, infinite upon infinite, unquote. When I look into my heart and take a view of my wickedness, it looks like an abyss infinitely deeper than hell, and it appears to me that, were it not for free grace, exalted and railed up to the infinite height of all the fullness and glory of the great Jehovah, and the arm of his power and grace stretched forth in all the majesty of his power, and in all the glory of his sovereignty, I should appear sunk down in my sins, infinitely below hell itself, far beyond sight of everything but the piercing eye of God's grace, that can pierce even down to such a depth, and to the bottom of such an abyss. And yet I am not in the least inclined to think that I have a greater conviction of sin than ordinary. It seems to me my conviction of sin is exceeding small and faint. It appears to me enough to amaze me that I have no more sense of my sin. I know certainly that I have very little sense of my sinfulness. That my sins appear to me so great do not seem to me to be because I have so much more conviction of sin than other Christians, but because I am so much worse, and have so much more wickedness to be convinced of. When I have had these turns of weeping and crying for my sins, I thought I knew in the time of it that my repentance was nothing to my sin. I have greatly longed of late for a broken heart, and to lie low before God. And when I ask for humility of God, I cannot bear the thoughts of being no more humble than other Christians. It seems to me that though their degrees of humility may be suitable for them, yet it would be a vile self-exaltation in me not to be the lowest in humility of all mankind. Others speak of their longing to be humbled to the dust. Though that may be a proper expression for them, I always think for myself that I ought to be humbled down below hell. 'Tis an expression that has long been natural for me to use in prayer to God. I ought to lie infinitely low before God. It is affecting to me to think how ignorant I was, when I was a young Christian, of the bottomless infinite depths of wickedness, pride, hypocrisy, and deceit left in my heart. I have a vastly greater sense of my universal, exceeding dependence on God's grace and strength, and mere good pleasure of late, than I used formerly to have, and have experienced more of an abhorrence of my own righteousness.